Okay, so let me show you some concepts that are in this article. You're looking at my screen. The first context, you will hear the word cottage industry. Cottage is like the cheese, cottage, cottage cheese. So, what is a cottage industry? It's an industry where the creation of products and services is home based rather than factory based. Home based versus factory based. Okay. A cottage industry is defined as a service performed or product made in one's own home for remuneration. Okay. Home versus factory. These are industries in which not much capital or space is required. So it's a very specific, specialized industry. That's what a cottage industry is.
But I don't understand what's the difference or what is the concept of cottage industry. Could
Well,
you give me an example, please?
well, remember that you can make cheese at home, and maybe this cheese is very delicious and very expensive. Cottage, cottage cheese. Well, we maybe you need to understand how cottage cheese is made, no?
Yes.
How and where it's made. Maybe it requires time. I'm thinking, I don't know. I think it requires time, patience, and you need to do it at home, and it's very specialized. Look at
It
this.
could be the cottage industry. It could be, I don't know, like these people who sold homemades, like in the in the center of the Mexico City. That could be a homemade, the
De-
cottage industry.
Definitely, because we understand that is the opposite of a factory.
Okay,
Hmm. Definitely.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
what is this? I
A
don't
mansion.
I don't know what this is, but we'll figure it out later. I get, yeah, it's houses with pool, but no, I have to look at the name. Arizona housing. Why do we talk about Arizona housing? I think one characteristic about Arizona housing is that they're all the same, man. They're all the same. They're all the same because they have a building code. You can use specific colors. If your grass is not cut in Arizona, they can charge you. The police can say, "Hey, you need to cut your grass," and you get a
Oh,
yes, yes. I think it's the equivalent of what we call in Mexico a pueblo mágico, but this is not this is not a pueblo. This
no,
is
but in Arizona are very strict with the laws. I think that that is the state of the United States who they could stop it in the street if the politicians think that you are illegal.
yes, because there was a governor called, what was the name of this governor? There was a famous governor in Arizona who was very strict with immigration. Yes, and he was a friend of Donald Trump, and Donald Trump pardoned him. That's another story, but yeah, it's true. It is true. They're very strict also with the housing, man. I'm not sure if what type of plants you can have, that your grass needs to be cut, that only specific colors for the houses, so things like that.
Wow,
It's it's pretty.
it's rare, right? It's
It's a little bit weird, and the reason they mention this is that they mentioned that in Hollywood, in West Hollywood, not Hollywood, West Hollywood, which is an area that has a lot of offices with
okay.
glass so you can see inside. The purpose of these offices is like we're open, almost as if our doors are open, even if the doors are closed, because you can see inside. The
Of
glass,
course.
no privacy, but more than no privacy, it means we're open. We're open. So a lot of glass in the offices in West Hollywood, like this.
Okay.
It's like a fashion. It's like a fashion trend in the executive offices. No, it's like a trend. Okay, let's talk about what is a emoji and what is a Kim emoji. So a Kimoji is a emoji of Kim Kardashian, and they're very famous.
Okay.
Um, this is a red bandana, and now that I think of it, Kanye West is a Trump supporter. Kanye, I don't know if you remember.
I didn't know that
The,
Kanye West was a supporter of
oh
Donald
my
Trump.
God, investigate that. There are so many videos.
I think he want
Yes,
to be a president of the United States, right?
that's right. He wanted to
I
be in,
remember that weird story.
yeah, he wanted to be in politics. Now, in California, there are two. California is very long, and it runs along the west coast of the United States, but it's very long. So there's a division. There's a division, NorCal and SoCal.
Okay.
NorCal is North California, and SoCal is South California. Usually, SoCal, the gangsters in SoCal wear the color blue. These people are called sureños. And sureños are more welcoming of anyone, of immigrants particularly. From, from,
Okay.
from Central, from Mexico, Central or South America, everybody's welcome because California is Mexico, right? Uh, Something like that, right? Something like that. Now,
Yes, yes.
now, what happens in NorCal, or North California is that people are less tolerant and they have basically like kind of like the Donald Trump political views. We
Wow.
California belongs to the U.S. We don't want people from Mexico, Central or South America. If you've lived here for generations, fine. And you know what's incredible? Some Mexican families from generations, they represent NorCal. This is also common. It's common for Mexicans who not Mexicans anymore, they're Americans, to
Yes.
say we don't want any more immigration. Well, you know that's possible and that happens, right?
Yes, it's so
It
common.
is common. It is common, but these are two different political views. Now, when Kim is choosing emoji with the executive, she chooses the red bandana. And obviously, if she's married to Kanye West, I'm sure that she has the same political. I'm thinking. I'm not sure. I can't guarantee. I need to investigate. But I would say that they have similar political views because she chose the red bandana. That's an indication, and also because
And what's the meaning of the red bandana?
North California, NorCal.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the next one. This is the Kimoji blowing the bubble gum. I know. No comment. No comment. This is a regular emoji. Mhm.
Yes, of course.
This is Warhol. It's an artist called Andy Warhol.
Okay.
I don't know what I can tell you. I guess controversial, very controversial. Andy
Yes, it's
Warhol.
like this artist who paint Zapata like an homosexual. I
Copy,
think
copycat.
2 years ago. I think.
Andy Warhol copycat. Yeah, sure. Andy Warhol style. Yeah, sure. Check, check. This is easy. Check for check. Just check. I love. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. People are gonna hate me. It's okay. I love everything about Kim Kardashian except her feet. I have a
Mm-hmm.
she's perfect. Just there's an issue with her feet. And people are gonna criticize me, but I don't care. I like her. I like her. Well, why are we looking at this picture? This is a Pablo designer because they mention it in the article. Designer Pablo
Okay.
one piece. What is a Pablo one piece? A Pablo is a Pablo bikini or a Pablo swimsuit. Not bikini because it's not a bikini. Pablo swimsuit. Pablo the designer and one piece. One piece means that is one piece. Is not top.
This is one piece in the world,
What do you mean?
right? It's only one piece in the world for her
No, no, no.
designing from
No,
Pablo.
no, 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 no. One piece because how can I explain this to you?
Yes.
Connected are con- the
Oh right, right. Yes, yes. It's the same naming. in English. Una pieza, right,
Yeah,
right. Yes,
one piece swimsuit.
yes.
Yes.
All right. Yes, sorry.
Okay. Flick. Flick is similar to tick, but we'll figure out where in the article. But don't worry, you're gonna have the opportunity to listen to my voice and listen to the article a lot. Now
Okay.
let's look at the video game. That this article is gonna talk a video game. So let's take a look at the video game. Remember that I mentioned that the the
Hi, I'm Max. Now,
the title of the article is called Game Changers.
Okay.
What does it mean to change the game? Let me give you an example. Magic Johnson was the best. Was Showtime Lakers. Magic Johnson was showman, and he was a very good player. Now we had a game changer. Who was that game changer? Michael Jordan. Something happened after Michael Johnson where Michael Jordan changed the game. He obviously did. We know he did. That's a game changer, okay?
Yes.
You
Like
impose
revolutionaries in
exact
sports.
you revolutionize. That's right. You change the game. So exactly revolutionary. Thanks to cell phones and the App Store, there's a new way to monetize fame. Meet the new monsters. This is cool because I have the words, the difficult words in highlight. Moguls?
Muggles are like Harry Potter. I remember Harry Potter.
No, no,
Potter.
no. They're the opposite. They're completely different. The pronunciation is similar, but they're no.
Okay.
No, the well, first of all, Muggle from Harry Potter is a word that entered English thanks to what's the name of the writer? J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling invented the word Muggle. hmm
Okay.
A person who is not conversant with particular activity or skill. Oh, okay. Sorry, it could have existed before,
Okay.
but it was mainly mainstream introduced by J.K. Rowling. No,
Of course.
Muggle.
okay.
Muggle.
No. This is it sounds this is mogul, and this is mogul. It's
Mogul.
we have to
Okay.
yeah. Thank you for pronouncing it correctly because I was like, how will I explain the difference? One is longer, mogul, and this is mogul.
Mogul. Okay.
So what is a mogul? Is a monster, a leader. So um, a conquering group of Mongol, Turkish, or Persian origin. Master, the master, or let's call him. I want to call him a monster. No, okay. I'm gonna call it a monster in the industry, a monster of the industry. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna change these words in highlight. I'm gonna change them to different words. Okay. Thanks to cell phones and the App Store, there's a new way to monetize fame. Meet the new monsters of gaming. Kim Kardashian, Ellen DeGeneres, and dozens of other brave, brave, brave names have quickly created a 200 million specific industry around mobile games.
Okay.
Okay?
But teacher, I don't know. Why they use cottage industry in this context?
I believe because they don't produce, because the industry is very specific, is from myself to the world. I don't need a factory. I don't need employees.
Okay.
This is my creation in my house, from my house to your house.
Okay. It's like if you create a video game in your computer, it's a cottage industry because you do it in your computer. It's not made by hands, but you use your own things to do the
I
to
be-
do it.
I believe so. Yes, no employees, no structure, no company structure. You did it by yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
hmm
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Now let's continue with the article. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Forbes. Kim Kardashian. She made $45 million from one game. The new mobile moguls. How anyone with a following can cash in. Plus, the world's 100 top earning celebrities. And sorry, I'm not going to go through the whole magazine. I have the article ready here. No, sorry. This is, let me show you the game, okay? Let me show you the game.
Block. Today we're going to
Okay.
be playing Kim Kardashian's Hollywood. It's a brand new, very sexy mobile game from Kim Kardashian that's set to make $200 million. Let's get started. Okay, so now we're in the moment of creating my star. I'm going to create me, and I'm going to customize with a K. I don't see any overweight faces. I have a circular, large face with a kind of a bullfrog neck. The avatar is winking at me. Like every 3 seconds he winks. Well, this is more me, but I think this one is what I would like to be, and that's what this game is all about. I'm losing myself quickly. It started to look like me, and now I'm definitely losing myself here. Here I am on the red carpet, and I am ready to begin my game. Before you were famous, you were new to Hollywood. This is the game. This is the game. Where's that new guy? There you are. Listen, I'm late for an appointment to look at an apartment in Beverly Hills, so I'm gonna need you to lock up when you leave. I didn't get to choose my job. I have to work at this place. This is how Hollywood is. You have to work your way to the top. Matt Damon worked at an H&M for 23 years before Good Will Hunting. Straighten that shirt. Great pickup. Downtown LA, this happened. What is that? It's all Kim is this boutique. That's the name of our store. Kim Kardashian. Just ran into Kim Kardashian outside. We're in downtown LA. This happens all the time in LA. Hi, is this your store? Are you open? I could really use your help. Here's the thing. I just closed down the store. But this is Kim Kardashian. What would you do? Kim is on her way to see Garrett St. Clair, the famous fashion designer, and her shirt is ripped. I don't want him to see me like this, but I don't know of any boutiques around here. I'm Kim, by the way.
Okay, so because this is an activity, for now, no comment. Well, it's incredible how this guy sees himself. It's like, you see yourself that way? That's not even you, man. What are you,
Everything is going
fake?
fine in home.
All right, let's read. Um, let's read. Game changers. Oh, you can read this for me because I've already read it. Now you can read for me.
Okay. Game changers. Thanks to cell phones and the App Store, there's a new way to monetize fame. Meet the new moguls of gaming: Kim Kardashian, Ellen DeGeneres, and dozens of other blood-faced names have quickly created a 200 million cottage industry around mobile games.
Okay, for bold, let's repeat O and then U. Bold. And then face. Bold faced. And then the past with the T sound. Bold faced.
Bold-faced.
Excellent. Bold faced.
Bold-faced.
Bold face is a synonym of basically bold, right?
Okay.
What is the meaning of bold? You remember the meaning of bold?
Like meeting that it's easy to recognize.
No, well, yes and no. Okay, let's take a look at this. Uh, the words what, when, where, and how, and why.
Yes.
They are in regular text, and we're gonna now make them bold. Okay, so we make them bold by pressing the letter B. Control B,
Okay.
bold. Bold means extravagant. Bold means in your face. Bold means, well, over here it just means remarcado. But if you use it as a characteristic for a person, or in negritas, but if you use the word bold for a person, it means in your face, extravagant, no pasa desapercibido.
Okay.
Okay, so they're using that for these celebrities. Bold-faced names, extravagant names. So, okay, thanks to cell phones and the App Store, there's a new way to monetize fame. Meet the new moguls of gaming, Kim Kardashian, Ellen DeGeneres, and dozens of other extravagant names have quickly created a $200 million cottage industry around mobile games. So this is a new industry. This is a new industry that appeared after we started having computers in our pockets. We call them smartphones. They're not smartphones. These are computers in which you can make calls. So it's a call enabled computer. We just continue to call them cell phones because psychology, you know. The reason you pay 5,000, 6,000, 20,000, the reason people pay 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 for a phone is because it's not a phone. It's a super pocket computer.
Of course.
Okay? Okay. Now, thanks to these pocket computers, now we created a $200 million industry. And it is on Forbes magazine, right? Okay, let's continue. As with so many glass-walled boardrooms in West Hollywood, a media mogul sits at the head of the table to do some big money business. Pencil in hand, Kim Kardashian flicks through a binder of emoji ideas, finally ticking off a red bandana, tanning oil, and a swimsuit. I should take a photo of myself in the Pablo one piece, and you can use that. The reality television star says, referring in the true vertically integrated nature of modern celebrity to her husband Kanye West's merchandise line. Later, she will Instagram a selfie in the swimsuit that her app developer, Whale Rock Industries, will turn into an emoji and include in an app that her fans can download for $1.99. It's easy to scoff at it's easy to scoff at this. It's easy to scoff at this and pretty much everything else Kim Kardashian does. The embodiment of the selfie era. She has stoked the notoriety she gained from a sex tape a decade ago by sharing almost every detail of her life, begetting like some nightmare mashup of Andy Warhol and Groundhog Day, perpetually more fame. But in obsessing over the details of an avatar, Kardashian has stumbled into an entirely new way to monetize fame. And she's been shrewd enough to capitalize on a massive scale. Kardashian stars in a mobile game, Kim Kardashian Hollywood, in which players create their own celebrity, befriend Kim, and work their way onto the A-list. Vapid? Yes. But the numbers look very smart. Since its June 2014 launch, Kim Kardashian Hollywood has been downloaded 45 million times and generated 160 million in revenue. Forbes estimates that Kardashian has pocketed 45 million from it over that period. This year, she earned 51 million to land at number 42 on the Forbes Celebrity 100 list. 40% of her yearly paycheck came from the game. She's not alone, as gaming has moved from consoles to desktops to smartphone apps. The ability to create a marketable game has spread from pro athletes to pretty much anyone with a following. Some are obvious. Action hero Jason Statham in a shoot 'em up game. Football announcer Tony Gonzalez, a former All Pro, coaches personal training sessions. But many are plowing niches at the end of the long tail. Tom Hanks, an avid typewriter collector, built an app that stimulates writing on a typewriter, while William Shatner's Shatoetry, which is a combination of Shatner and poetry, composes poetry for purchasers. From pretty much nowhere at the beginning of the decade, celebrity-driven mobile games have become a 200 million a year business. Forbes estimates with at least 30 celebrities, including 12 of the Celebrity 100, either boasting their own mobile game or ready to release one. I became really intrigued with the tech world. I started spending a lot of time in San Francisco, says Kardashian, without a hint of irony. I realized that this is really going to be the next cycle of my career, and this is what I want to focus on. Spending time in San Francisco, either literally or figuratively, means adapting to Silicon Valley's payment model. Rather than take a flat licensing fee, the vast majority of celebrities make money from apps the way you might if you manage to get something into the App Store. The more it sells, the more you make. At times, they'll negotiate a minimum guarantee. As with most things celebrity, it's a hits business. Kardashian's game is a groundbreaker. Comedian Ellen DeGeneres isn't far behind. Behind, she leveraged her smart and goofy persona with Heads Up, a trivia game that's been downloaded 25.5 million times and clocked an estimated 25.9 million in sales since its 2013 launch. YouTube video game commentator PewDiePie, whose game legend of the Bro Fist allows you to pretend you're him and fight with cartoon barrels, has a run rate of almost 1 million a month, according to data provider Think Gaming. But since the core component of entrepreneurship is risk, the games that failed wind up yielding very little to the celebrity and put pressure on the game producers. In Hollywood, where celebrity socialism still rules, the free market now exists on everyone's phones. Well, the genesis ultimately goes back to pinball and slot machines. The father of modern celebrity gaming was, unsurprisingly, Michael Jackson. With his 1990 Sega game, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, which console players could dance through. Still, it was mostly a boys' thing. The percentage of adults who owned and regularly used consoles was small, and video game players skewed heavily male, cutting off at least half of the potential market. Now, however, pretty much all of us have a game platform in our pocket and purse at all times. The smartphone has opened the industry up to a far wider audience. 55% of mobile gamers are women, according to research firm EEDAR, and help the celebrities shilling for it make millions from back-end profits over upfront endorsement deals. I love my big computer, but I can't even tell you the last time I sat in front of it, says Kardashian, 35, gesturing to her iPhone 6 Plus with her white painted nails. I'm always on my phone. Leading the charge in celebrity-driven mobile games is Glue. Glue Mobile, the San Francisco-based developer behind Kardashian and Katy Perry's games. Owned in part by Chinese tech giant Tencent, Glue has bet big on star subjects. 30% of its $249.9 million in revenue in 2015 came from games with celebrity names in the title, including 71.8 million generated by Kim Kardashian Hollywood. Glue's secret sauce: take a game engine that we already know has a high lifetime value and monetizes well and figure out how to turbocharge it, says CEO Nicolo De Masi. Turbocharging means overlaying a celebrity with a huge social following on top of tested games that have already succeeded in their own merits. Kim Kardashian Hollywood was patient zero. It started life as Stardom, the A-List, 2011, and Stardom Hollywood, 2013, in which players earn points to work their way to fame. At its peak, in 2013, Stardom Hollywood had just 250,000 active daily users, but developers knew a good chunk of them were spending money. Its $500,000 odd downloads generated an estimated 2.5 million or $5 a piece. We rapidly worked out that the core fantasy for a Kim follower is exactly what the Stardom game was about, which was becoming famous, says Demasi. In summer of 2013, Demasi called Kardashian's agent, who brought the game to her. I loved video games growing up, Kardashian says. I remember I asked Kanye, should I do this? He was like, yes. That's how he got into music, because he wanted to do music for video games and wanted to create video games. But Kardashian was still cautious. I was like, I wonder if people are really gonna mimic my life. For the ever image conscious Kardashian, the chance for control over her own virtual career was too good to turn down. By the end of fall, she and Demasi had nailed down a contract brokered by her mother and manager, Kris Jenner, that provided Kardashian with a small figure minimum guarantee against sources say a whopping 40% cut of revenues. After platform fees, well, Glue denies this figure, Kardashian also had overall editorial approval, spending a year finalizing clothing ideas and okaying each storyline in the game. She signed off on every single outfit, to the eyeliner, to the hairstyles, to the color tones, she says, and still does. She responds to my texts faster than my own employees, says Demasi. When the game launched, Kardashian says she was overwhelmed by the positive comments. Then it tallied 74.3 million in its first 6 months. When I found out what my percentage was, I was like, oh my gosh, she says. Then I was like, okay, whatever we gotta do to keep this going. As with almost all of these games, the model is giving the game away for free and then monetizing the most devoted players through in-app purchases, little extras that add elements to keep the game fresh. With that in mind, Kardashian started syncing real-life events with virtual ones, taking the game characters to Punta Mita, Mexico, the same day Kardashian arrived. The whole idea was to make it feel as lifetime as possible. She explains, I would give Glue bikinis and be like, hurry up and mock up this bikini because I'm gonna wear it. And then you can have it in live in the game. They began matching vacations or work trips to in-app activity and fans ate it up. Free games tend to have a life cycle of less than 18 months. Not long for an endeavor that may require a team of 2 dozen expensive developers. But the back-end incentive drivers celebrities to promote the games to promote games for far longer than they would a regular endorsement. Rather than just getting a lump sum in front, celebrities sign a multi-year contract that usually includes a non-compete clause, preventing them from building games with other developers. In addition to a guarantee, most developers pay a cut of revenue that escalates depending on how well the game performs. Glue's typical royalty rate is close to 22%. In turn, the celebrity promotes the game on social media and TV. DeGeneres showed the potential power of such advertising. She regularly played the 99-cent Heads Up on her show, viewed by 3.6 million people a day, according to Nielsen. That has helped keep the game a mainstay on the top paid app charts and allowed DeGeneres to pocket an estimated 9 million from the app since. Other companies have pushed the framework. Launched in 2013, Covet Fashion. Covet Fashion generates some $44 million in annual revenue, lengthening the shelf life of its app by signing up stars to briefly host the game for a month at a time. It's 97% female players, style outfits for a rotating cast of former Disney and Nickelodeon stars. Emma Roberts, Gabrielle Union, Nina Dobrev, and Vanessa Hudgens have all taken turns as the celebrity face of the app. For brief takeovers, talent is either paid based on the number of new users he or she signs up, around 2% per new download, or receives a minimum guarantee and a cut for the extra revenue brought to the game, as with Covet Fashion. Roberts, the first ever host, helped boost December 2015 revenues by $26,000 to an estimated $3.5 million. In January, Union nudged sales to $3.7 million. The next host, Dubrov, juiced revenues up $4.3 million. The most recent, Hudgens, saw an estimated monthly revenues of $3.9 million, but she snagged approximately 2 million new users for the game. That likely earned Hudgens some $50,000 pocket change. But not bad for lending her likeness and coming up with 10 style challenges for fashion fanatics. On a May evening at Manhattan's dimly lit Slate Night Club, well-heeled guests are swiping at iPads on cocktail tables. They're at the launch party for Fetty Wap Fetty Wap's new street racing game, an endeavor published despite the rising rapper's serious motorcycle accident 8 months prior. Fittingly, Fetty Wap Nitro Nation Stories, released by Creative Mobile, crashed. It never appeared on the App Store's top free app list. As one of an estimated 40,000 racing games in the App Store, it failed to stand out. Fetty is far from alone. Game developer Pocket Games, which took in estimated 34 million in 2015 from Episode, a choose-your-own adventure game targeted at teenage girls, released a chapter of the game with singer Demi Lovato, dubbed Demi Lovato Path to Fame. The Glue model, a pre-existing game plus a celebrity with lots of social followers, failed to replicate the Kardashian magic. Lovato's standalone app drew an estimated 2 million installs, but likely generated revenues of less than $1 million. Another huge pop star, Shakira, similarly failed last year with Love Rock Shakira, a 2015 puzzle game by Angry Birds developer Rovio. Players have to match up links of gems, a proven game formula, but one completely unrelated to the Colombian superstar's talents. Despite the fact that the game uses her image for advertising, her name in the title, and her music in the background, that disconnect translated into mere seven-figure download totals and a measly six-figure revenue. Even the world's glitziest athlete doesn't succeed if the context is wrong. Soccer star Cristiano Ronaldo, number 4 on the Celebrity 100, released Cristiano Ronaldo Superstar Skater in 2015. Rather than feature him on a pitch, Ronaldo skateboarded through the streets of Las Vegas eluding paparazzi. The bizarre partnership landed just 1.3 million downloads per estimates, not even 1% of his 219 million social followers. A just released soccer themed game, Kick and Run, is performing better. Poorly matched celebrity takeovers don't use user numbers either. Comedian Gabriel Iglesias joined tower defense game Time Notes for 11 days in March. The game, which focuses on battling enemies, has little to do with being funny. Estimates suggest he scored under 100,000 new downloads for the game. But perhaps the biggest lesson comes from one of the biggest stars in the world, Katy Perry. Though she has some 210 million followers on social media, Forbes estimates that Katy Perry Pop was downloaded just over 1.3 million times, likely generating only six-figure in revenue. A disaster for Glue. But given that it likely cost several million to make, even before counting the upfront minimum guarantee paid to Perry and the estimated six figures spent in initial marketing costs, the problem? Katy Perry Pop was little more than a music-driven version of the Kardashian game. It was a Me Too product, as was another mediocre performer, Britney Spears' American Dream, right down to the foundation, seemingly skinned from the same original Glue game. Stardom Hollywood players create their own musician, befriend Perry, Ospias, and sing their way to the top. Customers clearly saw through it. Since mobile games follow the hits model, they face the same pressure. Kardashian's younger Jenner half-sisters released a game, Kendall and Kylie, in February, which is the Glue version of a spin-off. It grossed 8.6 million in its first 6 weeks. Very good, but not spectacular. And as could be expected, even Kim Kardashian Hollywood has seen slowdown. It made 2.5 million less during 2015 than it had just 6 months prior, while Glue's revenues more than doubled between 2013 and 2014 and have crept up further since. Investors are skeptical that it can reproduce its success. Its market capitalization has been more than halved in the past year to a bit over 300 million. It posted a net loss of 7.2 million in 2015. Its multiple is a below market 10.9. To chase the next hit, Glue is doubling down on its tactic by signing up the biggest stars in multiple categories. Taylor Swift, who sits atop the Celebrity 100, will release a game later this year. The Celebrity 100 top chef Gordon Ramsay just released Gordon Ramsay Dash, which is consistent with the Kardashian model and his area of expertise. The game is a celebrity charge overlay of an existing Glue release, Cooking Dash, whose 2016 version has been downloaded an estimated 15.6 million times and has generated some 27 million. That's before Ramsay's firepower has been applied. Non-gaming companies are diversifying into celebrity apps that bank on the growth in messaging. Gaming's not going away, but it will converge with all things mobile, says Zach Sugarman, the president of digital at Wasserman Media Group. You have to include communication, chat, and emoji, though. Hence, Kardashian's conference room fussing with her Kimoji launched in December, which has since spurred simulacra from basketball players Steph Curry, Steph Moji, Justin Bieber, Just Moji, and others. Kardashian new push at $2.99 a month eponymous app that gives paying users exclusive beauty tutorials and Kardashian's content, which currently includes how to go 4 days without washing your hair and bronzed and braided. When people looked at me in a way like, why is she stepping into the tech world? That's not her territory. Stick to reality TV. I was like, no, Kardashian recalls. This is fun for me. Now I'm coming up with Kimojis and the app and all these other ideas. I don't see myself stopping, no matter the medium. Looks like we're stuck with her.